Um, hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Here he is. Hey, how you going?
I'm good. A few tech hassles, but got there in the end.
How did you get in?
I don't know. I just frantically pushed a lot of buttons, and somehow it managed to work out in the end. Mind you, it is just on my phone, so
Oh yeah.
everything's looking a bit diminutive, but that's all right.
Well, at least you're here, and
I'm here.
you're in. Yeah, that's good. It's groovy. We've got a couple of people who start to tune in and rock in. We'll
Cool.
get under some of the questions in a moment. And on cue, Terence, the studio dog, decides he wants to start barking. As soon as I turn the mic on, he starts barking.
Good work.
Yeah, his little brother's in the way, and he has to move him out the way. Yeah. We normally have puppy cam and have people like we show everyone the puppies and introduce them, but yeah, unfortunately, I haven't got puppy cam set up today. But what we do have set up is if anyone's listening out there, they can put in messages in the chat. I'll just bring that up now. You can type in stuff in the chat window and we'll get it, and we can pass it on to Chalkie to answer any questions you may have above what we have got. We've got some fun-filled questions and some bits and pieces lined up. But first off, Mr. Chalkie, how you been?
I've been well, very well, thanks, Paul. I'm on a couple of weeks holiday from work at the moment and loving it.
Oh, cool. It's always good to have a break from work.
Absolutely, yeah. Just started this week, so sort of kicked it off on Sunday with a big bash game, and just swimming in the pool and enjoying the weather, and it's awesome.
Sweet. Now, I do have something that I want to mention, and that is Harris Road, your album. We added that to PopRock Radio 1 year and 6 days ago.
Yeah, that'd be about right. Yeah.
We added it on the 18th of January. It was added to the playlist on the 18th of January.
Yes, and, you were one of the early adopters, and greatly appreciated it was.
Oh, cool! Because I've got to say, we've got, let me count them up. I've got them written down here. 6 of your tracks from Harris Road on PopRock Radio on the rotation. 10-Foot Tour, Superfan, Posse of the Willing, This Is Modern Love, Indigo Summer Dress, and Warmer.
Yeah.
Which one's your favourite?
Well, yeah, I think 10-Foot Tall is probably the one that I've ended up being the happiest with in retrospect, now that we're sort of a year down the track.
Yep.
Yeah. I think at the time I was probably most excited about Superfan when I got that finished. But I think 10-Foot Tall is probably the best of the crop.
Yep. Yeah, because I was talking earlier on today, and Modern Love popped up on PopRock Radio. I thought, what a sign this is! Talking to Chalkie, and his music's coming up. So, if anyone doesn't know, you can get the app for PopRock Radio, and you can tune in and listen to PopRock Radio. You get the app from the iTunes Store and Apple Store. Just head to poprockradio.com.au. There's links there for that. We have 2 stations. We have PopRock Radio, PopRock Nation, and PopRock Nation is just pure Australian music, and PopRock Radio is everything else. So get on there, support some local talent. Now, we've got some questions lined up for you. I wanted to, what we do, we ask most of our artists when we have on that come on, we have a handful of generic questions, and they are, to start off with, what do you use for inspiration for your music? How do you get inspired to write an album, an EP, a song?
Difficult question. I think I kind of find that I'm kind of getting into the groove a little bit with just kind of singing and thinking of chord progressions, and you kind of get into the zone, and then so you just start spending more and more time tinkering on the guitar, and coming up with little sort of ideas, and then starting to develop and then put them together. But yeah, you've got to be sort of in the zone. You've got to have your mojo happening. So I've kind of learned through long experience now that you can't try and force it too much, because it will start to kind of flow and come easily if you kind of give it time. But yeah, I mean, I don't know that there's anything specifically that kind of inspires me. It's just a mood.
Yeah. Well, most of the people we speak to, they say that their best songs come when it just flows. They'll write the song in a few minutes. I'll have the majority of it down, and away they go. It's So when you say there's not really much of just chord progressions and things, a lot of people do that, and it's I found that common theme is it's their best songs they just flow and easy to write. Now that brings us to the next question. Do you have any superstitions or rituals that you have before writing, sitting down, performing, or doing anything silly?
No, I can't think of any, to be honest. Certainly not for writing.
Yeah.
No rituals for writing, and rituals for performing. No, I think I just tend to be probably a bit, probably a little bit overly kind of anxious about making sure that everything's kind of organised properly, and
yep.
And everything. I've got all my gear, and so I just tend to kind of worry about everything being right.
Do you go out gigging very often?
No, I don't, to be honest. What I'm kind of working on at the moment, I've pivoted away just for the time being from writing, because I'm getting right into playing other people's stuff again. But I've sort of gone back and started rediscovering the joys of a lot of the songs that I kind of grew up with, a lot of 70s and 80s songs.
Examples?
And what's that, sorry?
Any examples?
Look, stuff like Supertramp, even ABBA, Warren Zevon, and then some Fleetwood Mac, but then some Powderfinger, just anything that kind of
catches the groove.
Yeah, well, yeah, and stuff that I guess I've loved, stuff that I've loved for a long time since I was a child, and stuff that hasn't dated for me at all. There's plenty of music that at periods of time I absolutely loved and thrashed. Yeah. But now a lot of that I find I just can't kind of play it anymore. But there's other stuff that I'm still quite happy to play and quite happy to perform. So I guess it's that kind of stuff that I'm playing around with at the moment. Anyway, long and the short in answer to your question is that's kind of what I want to get out and start gigging very soon. And I've almost got that repertoire together.
Oh, cool. That'd be good to see you out and about. Now, I want to know, how did you come up with the title Harris Road?
Well, that is the street that I grew up on in Bustleton, and the picture on the front of the CD is my childhood home that I grew up on, and that's that house circa 1972. And it's no longer there, but I spent the first kind of 15 years of my life growing up in that house in Bustleton, and very fond memories of that. So I just thought that would be a nice kind of tribute to that.
Sweet. Hey, now going back to the songs on the album, you said you like 10 Feet Tall was the one that most resonates with yourself. Which one had the best film clip for you to go and make? Do you have many? You had Superfan. I know you had Superfan had a clip for that. Does 10 Feet Tall and the others have video clips to match?
Yeah, well, of sorts. I mean, Superfan's the only one that I kind of put some funds together to try and do a fairly professional clip. So I got a guy called Riley Stewart, who's a really good videographer and does all sorts of other things. Yeah. And he shot all the HD footage for me. And of course my daughter's dance troupe here in Wanneroo they were the talent. And then I sort of cut that together myself. But as I say, it was a bit of expense obviously in putting that all together. So that's really the only one that I was able to try and sort of do semi-professionally. But I've done, I've had a crack at sort of making DIY clips at home for some of the other songs as well.
Yeah, cool. But have you had much over the last 12 months? Did you have much feedback from commercial radio stations or even Triple J, did you get much airplay from any of your songs?
No, it was more. I got various kind of bits of airplay from a range of different kind of regional East Coast. A lot of, well, a number of East Coast stations, Central Coast FM, and different ones like that. So because I can't remember the name of the resource now, but there's a resource out there where you can kind of
AMRAP.
What was that? Sorry.
AMRAP.
Yes, where you can kind of distribute to all the community radio stations. Brilliant service. Yeah, so I sort of did that, and then the airplay that I got, the interest that I got was, as I say, just from a whole range of kind of regional, mainly Eastern States stations that I would never have necessarily expected or heard of before. But no, not from commercial stations like the big ones.
Did you get much play on Spotify?
Oh, I mean, enough to garner. I just checked the other day, or it came up as a notification, I think, the other day, and I got some modest little royalty sum from Spotify, which I was pleasantly surprised about, because I thought you had to have about 10 billion views in order to make $1 or something. So
oh, well, that's all right. As long as you've got something out of it, because like I said, my favourite was Superfan, but also get into This Is Modern Love and Posse of the Willing. And they're actually not bad songs. They were pretty good songs. I'm surprised they didn't get much more picked up and played a bit more on more of the commercial radio stations. So, but as long as you've got something, and Spotify, people are picking up Spotify now. There's a few people listening, guys. If you want to head over to Chalkie's Spotify and listen to his songs, and give him a bit of love on his YouTube. He's obviously on YouTube. He's got his video clips and on his YouTube channels. Don't forget, if you just want to leave a message or ask a question for Chalkie, just type it in the message box and the chat, and we should be. They should pop up, and we can pass them on to Chalkie to get ask some questions. So feel free to ask some questions. Rightio. So you said that you're not really writing any new music, so there's not really point in talking about any new stuff you got coming up, because you're doing a few more covers. So we'll head back. We'll keep talking about Harris Road. What was it? What was the feeling? What did it feel like when you finally released the album to the world?
Oh, it was great. I felt awesome. It was a lot of work, obviously, over a period of time, over probably best part of a year, I suppose.
Yep.
Back and forth to Carlisle to Rob Agostini's studio out there at Soundbaker. Yep. But we got a lot done, in the time that we had. So it was fantastic to get it out. It was the first release of original music that I'd done in 25 years.
Yep.
So I released an EP with a band I had back in the mid-90s called the Water Poets. So it was almost exactly 25 years after we did our EP for the Water Poets that I bought Harris Road out. So it was cool. It was a nice kind of
get a re-release any of the old stuff.
What was that?
Get a re-release any of the old stuff.
I've got quite a few people who would very much like me to do that, and I have kind of thought of mucking around with the old stuff and maybe re-releasing it
on vinyl.
On vinyl, well,
vinyl's making a comeback everywhere now.
Yeah, absolutely. Vinyl's huge. I would have loved to do vinyl. I sort of sussed it out with Harris Road, and it was a little bit prohibitively expensive to start with, but it's definitely the way to go. Yeah.
So we're going to go a little bit political now. What are your views on the current situation, like your views on the music industry now, currently as it stands, with a lot more, let's say, the style of music and people dumping 10 songs down at once? Do you find it's hard to, see new artists coming through in the music industry and on radio and things?
Geez, I don't know. I'm not knowledgeable enough, I guess, about the nuts and bolts of how it kind of works these days, I suppose, to be able to offer too much of an opinion. I mean, one good thing, I've got an 11-year-old daughter, and so I get exposed to a fair amount of new music, through what she listens to and TikTok and so forth.
Yeah.
So I guess that gives me a little bit of a sense of kind of what the vibe of popular music is out there now. Yeah. And it's interesting to see the way it's evolving. But in terms of the business of, the business of it and how that's changed, look, I don't know. All I can really say is that the way it's been sort of democratized, where people can much more easily, record and produce a good quality product themselves without necessarily having to, go to labels and studios and so forth too much, and then release it and promote it and do all that stuff themselves. I think it's awesome. I think that's a great. Yeah. That's a great.
You go back, let's say 25 years ago when you had your first album, right? Excuse me. When you release that album, back then you used to have to go to the record labels or the radio stations and say, "Here, please play my song." You used to go out and you have to canvas selling that album and those songs. They would release this single. Nowadays, that's gone. Spotify, how with Spotify, you've got to hope and pray that people pick up your songs, and the revenue cut from Spotify is killing people. As from what I can gather, people saying they don't make very much.
Yeah.
And then you have people like Taylor Swift. Now, this is one of my pet gripes. We play Taylor Swift on PopRock Radio, but she just turns around and says, "I'm going to release an album tomorrow," and dumps 10 songs, and all the streaming services and everyone else, everyone just goes on there, downloads the songs and plays them. And they could be the absolute worst songs. Like she did with the last album. I think only one decent song would come of it. But all 10 songs went to filled the top 10 ARIA charts. So no Australian artist was on the singles charts for the top 10. It was all Taylor Swift, because she just dumped it all on this, courtesy of just dumping it on Spotify. Didn't have to canvass any music industry, radio stations. Just, hey, I'm Taylor Swift, here you go. And, it really mucks up, the local artists contending for things like the ARIA Awards and stuff like that as well, because it's all based on streams, and, the average musician's not getting the recognition or the airplay that they deserve. Obviously, there's some crap music out there as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But I don't know that it's necessarily ever been that different. That's just obviously the platforms and the way it's delivered to us now is different. But the whole phenomenon of, if you're huge, then it's a self-fulfilling. You just, you build on your own momentum and your own huge size, so it just perpetuates itself. And big commercial outfits, be they radio or whatever, they want to bet on safe bets.
Yeah. How's your mobile signal there? 'Cause you're dropping out.
You're breaking up a little bit. How's my audio? Am I breaking up?
Yeah. You're glitching out a bit. But Camille Reed has sent you a message saying, "Bring back Free Flow."
Oh, release Free Flow? Was that the...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That was the Water Parts album.
All right, yep. So there you go, Camille. We're trying to get him to release some of the old stuff, so you never know, fingers crossed. So,
that one, it was the only one that I didn't write out of all the songs on that Water Parts album.
Oh, no. All right, so another thing I also do with all my guests is I have 10 questions, 10 random, on-the-spot, silly-type questions for you to answer. Are you ready?
Absolutely.
Okay, before we do that, I've got to do this. Got to go here, got to go here, got to go here, take that off of there, and we're just going to play this. We have to do that so everyone knows it's Get to Know Chalkie. Here we go. First question. Your favourite milkshake flavour?
Oh, God, I never had milkshakes. But probably chocolate if I did.
All right. The first concert you went to?
Oh, geez. Substantial kind of concert. I think might be Midnight Oil.
Midnight Oil. Okay, you've got to remove one of these from history: R&B, pop, country, or heavy metal.
I'll remove one of them.
Yeah, it's got to go. One's got to go.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's going to have to be heavy metal, I'm afraid.
Okay, what do you prefer, cats or dogs?
Cats by smidge.
Yeah, cat. If you were a car, what type of car would you be?
I think maybe a Datsun 180B.
Of all the cars. Lucky it wasn't a Leyland P77 or something like that.
No, they're too big. I don't have that much in the trunk.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars or Star Trek? Oh, look, Star Trek, I think, yeah.
Yeah, Star Trek. Okay, what is something only you do?
Only I do, and that I don't think anyone else really does.
Yeah, something quirky or a bad habit you do, something you do.
Oh, geez, there's plenty of those. Only I do. Well, it's probably not only me that does it, but I probably talk to myself a lot more than I should.
Yeah. Yeah, I do the same thing. I talk, yeah. A hangover cure.
Okay, hangover cure. Shitload of coffee and a cold shower.
Okay, who is your celebrity crush?
Well, there's many, but celebrity crush of the moment. Well, I just watched Amsterdam the other night, and so what's her name again? She's Australian. I've just lost it. Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie, yep. And the final question, what is your best pickup line, given or received?
I don't know that any of my work all that well. What have I had? What did I receive that worked well? I did once get, you're quite arrogant, aren't you? But it all ended well, if you know what I mean. So
you broke up on the punchline.
So did you get a pickup line?
Nah.
So the pickup line that I received was "You're very arrogant, aren't you?" Which I didn't think I was, but anyway. Oh. But it kind of worked in the end. So it did end up being a pickup line in retrospect.
I read one today that was in online on Facebook or something, and it said, "You're like an appendix," and it was something like, "I don't know how you work. I don't know how you work, but you make my stomach feel like I've got to take you out."
Oh, that's shocking, isn't it?
It was pretty bizarre, but I thought it was funny. Yeah. I'll probably put it up there, but yeah, it was pretty.
It's convoluted, a bit gross, but I'm sure it would work for some people.
Yeah. So I'm just going to put it out there to the listeners we've got out there. If they have any questions, to get on the chat and ask away a few questions. You've got a couple of minutes to ask Chalkie about his album from 25 years ago, or music from Harris Road, which was released a year ago. We've already spoken about the tracks that are on the release. I still reckon Superfan's the best one, but Chalkie reckons he likes 10 Feet Tall the best. We'd like to know in the comments, tell us what song you like the best. You can go to his YouTube channel and Spotify and download the songs. Feel free there and have a listen. Yeah, so we just what else has been going on, Chalkie? What have you been doing apart from playing music and being dad and running the kids around to dance troops?
I'm building from scratch a slide-on camper at the moment. I'm just going to finish that off over this 2-week holiday to put on the back of my ute and go camping. So it's a just looks like a slide-on camper, but I'm making it from scratch. So that's fun.
Do you have any favourite camping spots?
Well, anywhere in and around Nannup is always good. There's a lot of good spots around down there, so that's where I'll be taking. I think.
Yep. Do you head down south?
Yeah, I do. I've actually got a little place in Nannup. So my dad and my stepmom live down
Nannup is south, isn't it?
Yeah, just south of Musselton, about 45 south of Musselton, and I still got a lot of friends in Musselton and stuff. So yeah, I head down south quite a bit. Yeah.
So we should tell everyone that you are actually based in Western Australia. It's not. So if anyone's wondering where Nannup is, it's a beautiful place down south of Perth, a couple of hours drive. We go normally, if we ever get to go camping, we normally just go, not Jarrod, Pinjarra down Yalgarup.
Nice.
Some good stuff. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, it's coming to that time of the evening where we're going to have to start winding down. So, have you got your guitar handy?
Yeah, geez, yeah.
Yeah, Camille just sent us another message. All the songs on both albums are brilliant. Do yourself a favour and listen up. My fave, Indigo Summer Dress. Yeah, that is another good song. Hold on a sec. We'll just have to do this. Bit of a cheer for Indigo Summer Dress. And before, what we're going to do, I was going to do this as well. I've got to give myself a bit of a plug.
PopRock Radio, streaming classic hits from the 80s till now. PopRockRadio.com.au.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to do ads on a live video stream, but there we go. It's the closest thing we got to it. Do you want to give us a few chords? Give us a few chords to your favourite 10 feet tall, if you could.
Geez, you're really putting me on the spot. I haven't played this for quite.
That's all right. I'm not sure how it's going to go with the audio crackling up, but people should be able to get a bit of a listen.
Mate, honestly, I haven't played this such a long time. I need a little bit more time to get my head.
Well, give us anything, because your audio's breaking up a bit, so it probably won't do well. We'll have to get you back onto and do a special event and get you to sing your songs on an event, and we can.
Very happy to do that. With the practice and everything. So,
we'll have to set it up, and we can do a live event. We can get the we can do something and try and get the audio a bit better. So, but alrighty. Well, thanks Camille for the comments. And plug in the songs on both albums again. Yeah, Harris Road. And what was the other album, Chalkie?
The Water Poets EP from '97 was called Fledgling.
Yep, cool. Can they get it? Is it available anywhere?
It is. I put it on my Bandcamp, but I will look at getting it onto. I'll look at getting on Spotify. There is actually quite a little fan base for it. So yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
Cool. What I'll do, I'll get you to send me all your links, and when this gets added up to YouTube, we'll put all the links on YouTube so people can watch the video again on YouTube, and they get all your links to where they can hear all your music and things. And while we're talking about YouTube, if you head over to YouTube on PopRock Radio, hit that subscribe button, you'll know when we've got new interviews with new artists. We're talking to people all the time, a couple of times a week. So not all videos go live on Facebook and YouTube, only a couple of them. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. And when we upload this video, we'll have all Chalkie's links as well. So anyway, Chalkie, it's been really great talking to you. Thank you for taking some time out of your evening. And we've just got to apologise to the listeners that we just couldn't get the audio hooked up properly. It seems to we have to do it via a mobile phone instead of via laptop. So apologies to everyone out there if you hear a bit of crackling in the audio, but next time we guarantee it'll be heaps better. So, but thanks heaps, Chalkie.
We might even go face to face next time, mate.
Yeah, we'll get the studio going. Don't ask me to play any chords because I'm still learning. I've only got the D chord and I think D and A chord. They're the only two chords I've got going. So
I play heaps of songs to two chords. Paul, thanks so much for having me. And just quickly before I do go, mate, what you're doing is fantastic in terms of your dedication, your passion to support local music, and all the obvious hard work that you put into this station. And well done, and thank you.
Thank you very much for the feedback. It's great. We, like I said, our motto, we love music. That's our tagline. We love music. We love all different types of music. I even listen to some screamo music. That's the only thing I won't listen to is some really crappy music. But while you're here, is it rude to talk and say someone's music is crap?
Well, I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it.
Yeah, just because there was an artist just recently, and I mean recently is in the last week, released an album, and they've been pushing this album, saying it's a really great album, it's this and that, and I actually got to listen to it, and that artist in particular was with a band, and I don't want to mention any names because I don't want to insult anyone, but they used to sing like rock music, pub rock and Australian rock, and they were a well-known Australian rock outfit. And she's come out with this album, and it's country. Now, nothing against country music, but when you're a rock artist and you release a country album and it's not very good, maybe if you're a diehard fan of that person, you might want to go out and buy it. But, buyer beware out there. Have a good listen to their music on Spotify before you buy anything. So, have you got any? I was talking to Cav Temple a few months back, and he was saying that a lot of his stuff is going to give Terrence a bit of a rub. That he's making NFTs. Have you thought about doing any NFTs to raise money to produce your music?
So sorry, what's that acronym stand for?
NFT, non-fungible token. It's like blockchain. It's like you're buying with cryptocurrency.
Sorry, hang on a sec.
Yeah.
All right. So a bit of a crowdfunding thing, but using kind of blockchain technology.
Yeah. So what they do, they make NFTs. So they'll record it. Like what he's done, he's recorded one song. He's written one song and he's recorded it in about 8 different keys. So you can buy one of them 8 NFTs with the exact same song, but recorded in a different key. And so, and they're all one of a kind, unique, and you just buy them. Buy them on like blockchain, like bitcoins and things. It's a bit bizarre, but weird. I don't know much about it.
Yeah, I've heard of similar things. I think where artists can digitize their visual artwork and use that technology, and so you can kind of sell limited edition digital sort of prints of an artifact. Yeah, it sounds quite similar to that.
You should do something like that. Have a look into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got a message from Sean Reid. Best WA album since Fledgling. But it's a great album. It's like standing the test of time. Like it's been 12 months since we've had it, and we're still playing the songs, and still as fresh today as what it was 12 months ago. And if people are wondering why I'm wiggling about, Terrence, the studio pup's under the desk, and he's screaming out for attention, and it's almost his dinner time too. I'm a bad dad.
Chewing on your ankle.
Yeah, if you see me walk around the street with a limp, you know what's happened. Sean Reid also said he drove that 180B as well.
Yeah, that's right, because I did have a 180. But...
What colour was it? It wasn't salmon pink, was it?
No, mate, it was a fairly kind of bland kind of 80s orange.
Yeah.
And for a lot of its life, it only had sort of half the gear stick. So it was a manual, and the gear stick kind of broke in half. So you couldn't see any of the stick coming out of the sort of rubber thing that used to go around the gear stick. So you just sort of grab onto that. So it was
they had 80s was great music, but crappy colours.
Yeah, terrible colours. Yeah.
Until the punks, when the punk scene started kicking off, that's when colours started coming out. Yeah, the punks with the bright colours in their hair, and people like
awful
Culture Club, and late 80s. That's when the colours started coming. So I remember when I was growing up, a lot of people probably think the same thing. They're probably going to think I'm an idiot, but I remember saying to my grandmother, when did they invent colour? Because all the pictures used to be in black and white. We know when they invented colour, it was in the 80s, 1989 to be exact.
Yeah, I'm old enough to remember seeing my first colour TV, watching my first colour TV. Yeah.
It's amazing now, kids or people, when you show them what a TV used to look like, the old CRT, big giant boxes and things. It's like, how they how people now, the screen's like an inch, not even an inch thick, and I've got to be careful saying that, an inch thick. Some people probably wouldn't even know what an inch is anymore. So
it's completely out of touch and old. Yeah,
1/6 of a Subway.
yeah.
So 5 out of 4 people don't understand fractions. But
and those tellies used to cost our parents about 4 months' salary.
Yeah. And now if they just dime a dozen, if they break, just chuck them out and get a new one. But
yeah, exactly.
Anyway, right, we won't keep everyone hanging around too much longer. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the album. It was a great album. Still is a great album. Great songs. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're out there listening, Harris Road on Spotify, SoundCloud? On SoundCloud? Chalkie?
What was that, mate?
Is it on SoundCloud?
SoundCloud. It's on. No, it's on Apple. It's on iTunes. It's on Spotify. It's on Deezer. And some of the other. Some of those other sort of similar sites. I published it all those sites through Gyro.
Yeah. Well, we'll get the links and we'll add the links onto the video, and once we upload it back up to YouTube, and we'll share it on Facebook. So anyway, Chalkie, thank you very, very much. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in and listening. Really appreciated supporting local Australian artists from all around Australia. Chalkie from WA this time. Tune in. We've got more guests coming up, so follow us on Facebook and on YouTube, and we'll keep you updated when we're going to upload new videos or when we're going to invite you to a live stream. Again, Chalkie, thank you very, very much. Have a great Australia Day coming up in a couple of days.
Yes, and you.
Yeah, we'll do. And keep the music coming. Let us know when you're out and about touring so we can come and check out a show.
Definitely will. Thanks so much for having me, Paul. Thanks again for all the support.
No worries. All right, thank you. Goodbye. Good night, everyone. Stay